Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Whenever the words do not carry proper meaning, meaningless words are called as noise. Like, while I am talking to you, suddenly if I say, and thereafter it so happened, so you will say, what happened to Swamiji? Suddenly, koi screw gir gaya hai kya? Some screw has become loose. Why? Because he is making some meaningless noise. Is it not? Now with this introduction, we have words. Aham Brahmasmi. What is the meaning of Aham? Miserable husband. Now how this miserable husband can be Brahman? See? Similarly, the word Brahma means what? B-R-A-M-H-A or B-R-A-H-M-A? In short, we imagine that we are studying and we use the terms very loosely. We are not able to carry the import of the word or the statement. See? Take for example, like many of us have this notion, Swamiji, I don't know what my earlier meritorious deeds are there, I met you. Now see what is the meaning of this statement. Means it is I who was very good in my last life and therefore it is I who came in contact with you in this life. So in this statement, the I is maintained. Anything which is associated with I, the doer, the net result is sin or merit. See? So what is the sin? Sin is an action plus a doer associated with an action together constitutes a sin. See. So when we say a sinful person means what? A sinful person means the one who is extremely strongly workaholic and he imagines he is responsible for the whole world. See? And such a person is constantly struggling, doing this, doing that. And as a result comes to a point, I have done so much for my children, but what is the result? See? This I is the one who is responsible for creating the sins and merits. See? You all must have done various kinds of puja, pothi, yagya, fire worship, firework, whatever it is. In that, you also must have done, they will be giving you something, rice. In US, I went to a village, little bit away from the main township, and there were hardly 4 or 5 Indian families. And there was one Sindhi old man transferred means shifted from Bombay to that village. And in that village, nobody knew anything about our Hindu culture or tradition or puja or rituals, nothing. So, and he was the genius. Hindis are the most genius people in the world. They can manage anywhere, anything. So, when there was nobody around for telling the puja, pothi, etc., so he, being from Bombay, knew only one arti of Ganesh ji. Sukha karta, dukha harta, varna, vighnaji, rupadayasi. That is the only one thing he knew. So for any ritual, he will start with that arti. He will make suppose it's a birthday, only tone and tune he will change, but the words are the same. And then he will say, now we will, we have to do this in do sankalpa. Now sankalpa is a technical term. See, mamopata, samasta, durita, kshay, dvara, you have to tell so many things. I am so and so son and daughter and I am from this place and that place, now I have come to here and suffering badly, therefore I am doing this karma to get rid of that thing, and in this way sankalpa is done, then only a doer is born. So, he will give little rice to that yajaman. He will say, now we will do sankalpa, okay? So, give little rice. Now, Indians means what? Anything which is given on the hand, eat it, prasad. So, when that rice was given by that Sindhi Panditji to that other fellow, little bit rice was given, was except Ram, don't eat that. See? So, when sankalpa is done, then only a doer is born, and thereafter an action becomes a karma. Make it very clear. Therefore, there is a word called as karma phala. There is no word called as kriya phala. Now what is the kriya? Kriya is that change which is not associated with any doership. See, I have gone to the temple and I have done this puja, so I have earned merit. See, I never wanted to do this thing, but I got so angry, Swamiji, and when I gave a hard hit to my son, and later I am regretting why his head was separated from the body and see. So, wherever there is I associated, there is sin and merit. One example. Another example. Where there is no I associated with any action, no merit and sin is created. For example, somebody has constipation. It is a sin or a merit? If constipation is a sin, dysentery will be merit. See? In constipation and sin, there is no association of I, the doer. Don't disturb. I am constipating. No. So what is the foundation of understanding? Wherever there is doership associated, karma is produced, and when karma is produced, the result of the karma is called as karma phala, and karma phala is only of two types. One is sin and second is merit. And the result of the sin is misery and the result of the merit is happiness. There is no third karma phala. Therefore, those who are all the time miserable, they are highly papi. See? They are sinful ones. Therefore, they are all the time miserable. And those who are meritorious, they are never miserable. They make others miserable. See? The other day in Bombay, somebody came after my lecture. And Swamiji, I have got one doubt, please don't brush me away, please tell me. So I said, first of all, I will ask you a question. What is that? Did you go for shopping before coming here? Yes, Swamiji. Did you go to a fish market? But how do you know all that? I said, Sugandha. The fragrance is coming out of your body. In the same manner, when somebody is all the time miserable, understand, recently have come from the hell. See? Now, when we talk about sin and merit, And all our sadhana we do for what? To get rid of the sin and merit. Without correcting the basic error, you cannot wash your sins and merits. See? This is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya said. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janmashatena Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam. See? Our effort to get rid of the sins and merits is like what? Like trying to draw a line on the flowing Ganges water. It will never succeed. The basic error has to be corrected. And what is the basic error? Basic error is I. See, I have done this thing, I have done that thing. See, this I is the culprit. Therefore, our Vedanta very clearly brings to our cognition, there is no liberation for I. There has to be liberation from I. Unless this I disappears, your sins and merits will never disappear. See? And this disappearance of the I is equal to leading a non-argumentative and non-logical life. We are too argumentative on every issue. See? We have got every time cause and effect. Cause and effect is an illusion, it is not real. The day you go beyond cause and effect, you are in the divine kingdom. See? Na jayate mriyate va vipaschit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. See? The truth is beyond cause and effect. But our whole life is caught up in the cause and effect. See? And therefore, it is necessary that if we want to get rid of the sins, etc., we have to take the first step that we are no more functioning under the influence of cause and effect. Bhagavan Shankara in his Dakshinamurti Stotra writes, how and when the world is created. See? Vishvam pashyati karya karanataya Swami sambandhataha Shishyacharyataya tathaiva pitru putradhyatmana bhedataha Swapne jagrati vaya esha purushaha Maya paribhramitaha Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshina Murtaye. Vishwam pashyati. The world is coming into existence the moment karya karanataya. See? And what is the karya karan? The cause and effect? First, Swami sambandhataha. I am the boss, you are the subordinate. Samsara begins. Then, Shishyacharyataya. I am the guru and you are the disciple. Another samsara begins. And the third samsara, I am the father and you are the son. See, pitru putra dhyatmana vedata. And when it is valid, only swapne jagrati vaya esha purushaha maya paribhramitaha is only during our waking and the dream experience. So what is the waking and the dream experience? Waking and dream experience is that where cause and effect is virulent. And we get tired of this cause and effect. So what do? We get rid of both, waking and dream. And we enter a kingdom which is free from cause and effect. And that kingdom is called as deep sleep. In that deep sleep, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Tatra mata amata bhavati, tatra pita apita bhavati. In the deep sleep, we are neither mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, none. See, friends. Therefore, unless we are clear about all these things, this cause and effect is an illusion. There is nothing like sin and merit in this world. See? Otherwise, when tsunami was created, Bhagwan, God must have been doing a lot of sin. Katrina, another sin. No. Therefore, to get rid of the sins of our life, we have to go beyond cause and effect. And for going beyond cause and effect, we have to discover an altar where we have no questions. We just obey sincerely what is told. No argument. See? Normally, when we go to the teacher, and if we are of argumentative type, first time the teacher will listen to us, second time he will go to bathroom. Okay? There is nothing that can be proved. There is nothing that should be justified. There is nothing that should be demonstrated. Like one lady, European lady, she asked me this question. Swamiji, see, I am on this spiritual path for last so many years. But why I am not able to be as happy as you are? What is the reason? See, reason, cause. I said, because you don't have beard. See? I said, I will tell you. Are you ready to listen? Yes. No discussion. My first principle is no discussion. I simply tell you, listen and you don't listen. It makes no difference to you. First principle. You are all your life trying to prove something to somebody, but you don't know what you want to prove and to whom. Why don't you be yourself? See? When we take this stand, and for taking this stand, what is required is, this is what is said in the 6th verse. Papandhakararka paramparabhyam tapatrayahindra khageshwarabhyam jadyabdi samshoshana vadavabhyam namo namastri guru padukabhyam. We have to have an altar where no questions are asked. See? Now take one or two examples. That about which we have no question is God or Paramatma or Brahman or Bhagwan, whatever name you give. Now find out what is that about which we have no question. See? This is called as reflection. This is called as contemplation. See? You will come to know that we have no question about our own existence. That is the truth. Whenever we have doubt or question, they are always about anatma vastu. It is about others. See? And dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. As long as there is other, there is fear, there is desire, there is anger, there is frustration, and there is samsara. See, friends. Therefore, papa andhakara, the darkness of sin. What is the darkness of sin? This is the darkness. We are taking this relative world as if it is real. No, friend. This is the sin. In Valmiki Ramayana, the word papa is defined the best way I like. So many places this word is defined. See? Now what is the meaning of papa according to Valmiki Ramayana? There it is said, Anyatha santamatmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena nakrutam papam chorena atma apahana. We are essentially divine, but we have mistaken ourselves to be a body, a jiva. This mistaken identity is the original sin. See? Unless this original sin is corrected, Subsequent things are like the what you call painkiller. What is a painkiller? Which doesn't cure you, which kills you without pain. See? What is required is we have to correct this original sin. And that original sin is corrected papa andhakara arka paraparabhyam. And this is a parampara. It is continuously going on. I am always, thrilled and enchanted by this wonderful world for one reason. As if we are not sufficiently miserable in this life. We borrow the miseries from the last life. See? I don't know, last life what sin I have done. I have to get married to this lady. See? Please recognize one basic principle. If you take this principle, you have taken a big leap in your life. Last life, this life, next life. Sin and merit. This is only a method of communication. It is not the truth. See, you must have read that book, Many Masters, Many Lives. You know this the story of that Catherine, who used to be on that psychiatrist's bed, and then she will go on telling, I was in Egypt and I was a camel, and then I was in this place in Australia, and I was a kangaroo. Don't get carried away by those things, because nobody can ever experience one's birth, one's growth and one's death. In short, nobody can ever experience one's absence, that eternal presence. When we recognize ourselves to be, where is the place for sin and merit? See? Therefore, this is parampara. I'll tell you one example. Once I went in US somewhere. I don't know if I told last time. And I went to get my visa for Canada many years before. This was before 9/11. So, my friend put me in that particular place. Swamiji, I'll come after 3 hours. You can wait here, they may require you. So he dropped me and went away. And I gave my application to the Canadian embassy. And then they said, no, you go. I said, I have nowhere to go. I'll wait here. No, you cannot wait here. You go and come after 3 hours. We don't allow you. Now the question came, जाऊँ तो जाऊँ कहाँ? So I came out, and then I was just moving in the mall free. That is the only thing I can do. I had no money in my pocket. So I was moving, and when I was moving, one pastor or brother came and stopped his car and, hello. I said, hello. Are you a Hindu? I said, any objection? No, I'm just asking. Then he asked me that, do you believe in Jesus? I said, no, I believe in Lord Jesus. He is not your friend, Jesus. Okay, the same thing. That means you are a Christian? I said, yes, I am a Christian. But you said you are a Hindu? I said, yes, I am a Hindu. How it is possible? I said, latest technology, 2-in-1. Where is the problem? Then I said like this thing. If you say like this thing, you will go to hell. So I asked him, excuse me, where will you go? I said, if you are going to go to heaven, here you are making me miserable. There also you will be there. I will prefer to go to hell. This sin, merit, heaven, hell, this is the KG1, KG2 standard, friends. We have to come out of it. See? And we can come out of it properly only by inquiry. See? The illuminator is never influenced. There are 2 bulbs. One bulb is illuminating the temple. Other bulb is illuminating the toilet. So the bulb illuminating the temple is a meritorious one. And the bulb illuminating the toilet is Mahapapi, miserable. And one day it so happened, this meritorious fellow died. This bulb became fuel. And there was no way that the new bulb can be bought. So I took out that bulb from that toilet and fixed over here. Oh God, Bhagavan apavitra ho gaye. Now from this light, come to your own experience. When we see some beautiful flowers, or we see a cow dung, will it ever affect our eyes? We hear word of praise, or we hear abuses. Ears are not affected. Mind may have noble thoughts, ignoble thoughts. Mind is not affected. Consciousness may support, illuminate, waking, dream, deep sleep or samadhi. All these four experiences do not touch and influence this conscious existence. That is our correct identity. The one who is the eternal illuminator and never influenced by all that is illumined. Unless this is recognized, we will be lost only in sin and merit, going to hell and going to heaven. So this Papa Punya Parampara. See? And once you are clear about it, like from the colors and forms, eyes are different. From the eyes, the mind is different. From the mind, the consciousness is different. See? And in consciousness, there is no sin, there is no merit. The act of offering a flower to the Lord is done by the same consciousness, and the act of killing somebody is also possible only in the light of the same consciousness. Sin and merit we can get rid of only when we come to recognize our essential nature. And see the beauty. If I have recognized my essential nature, for me, other than pure consciousness, nothing else is. And therefore, there is neither a curse nor a blessing. Like many people come and ask, Swamiji, please bless me. I said, no, I am sorry, I have never known how to do that. That training I don't have. See? When my teeth bite my tongue, that time will the tongue curse the teeth? Or when my tongue goes and digs something hidden between the two teeth, it has come out. Will the teeth, thank you darling so much. No. See friends, unless there is a sense of otherness, sin and merit can never be born. Unless there is a sense of otherness and a sense of limitation, and individuality is never born. Therefore, unless we take our life in its entirety, we get lost in this small little dumb thing called as man, woman, young, old, mother, father, husband, wife. These are all baby things. We have to rise above that. See? And most of the people are miserable because of the children. There cannot be more dumb thing than this. I told you this principle from Ramayana, what we have to learn, only this thing. Don't learn that Rama was, in the forest and then Sita was abducted. That is not important. Important thing is, even Dasharatha suffered because of the children. That is what the Ramayana's message is. See? And Rama also suffered because of his children. See? When Sitaji was pregnant, she was sent. Had she not become pregnant, he would never have sent, isn't it? So don't imagine that we are in this world to create relations. No, friends. Relations are relative. They are not absolute. This is how the parampara, the tradition of sin and merit can be destroyed only by this arka. Arka means the sun. By the light of sun, that the self-knowledge is, which is revealed to us by the teacher. And then tapatraya hindra khageshwarabhyam. Tapatraya ahi means a snake. We all are bitten by the snake with 3 hoods. And the 3-hooded snake is, first is the Adhi Daivik Tap. Like the earthquake which came in China, nobody can control that. Or tsunami or Katrina, it happens. Second thing, the Adi Bhautik Tap. Adi Bhautik Tap is other people coming and troubling us. You are comfortably standing in your, sitting in your car, and other car comes and bashes you from behind for none of your fault. That is Adi Bhautik Tap. And third is Adhyatmik Tap. We suffer most because of ourselves. See, all these 3 kinds of miseries can be negated by, because it is a snake, and the enemy of the snake is Garuda. Garuda is Garuda. Why worry? It's the airline. That we understand. So that he is able to take away those 3-hooded snakes. Means what? These 3 miseries are born only out of ignorance. One by one we'll see. See, that which is a problem for everybody is not a problem for anybody. Understand this statement. Once Bhagwan Buddha went for Bhiksha in somebody's house. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. And in that house somebody died, one child died. So that mother came out under the influence of the misery, and she said, you are such a great sannyasi, why don't you awaken my child? So he said, I cannot do that, but I can do one thing, I will try, but under one condition. Conditions apply. What is the condition? Condition is that you go and get my bhiksha, that job you do, and I will awaken your child. So you do this job. Okay, the mother was very happy. And when she was going, the great teacher said, wait a minute, yes, please get me the bhiksha from that house where nobody has died. Okay, she didn't know the catch. See? And she went to one house, and when Bhiksha came, they say, excuse me, our Maharajji told whether somebody has died in your house any time. Yes, so many. I am in the queue. So, once, twice, thrice, a dozen houses she went, and there was not a single house where nobody has never died. And she came back and she said, sir, please forgive me. Friends, that which is a problem for everybody is never a problem. How do we get out of it? Only by wisdom. There is no other way. See? The other day in Delhi, many years before, that time I was young and handsome and smart, etc. It's not a joke, it's a reality. So, I used to visit one family. They were from Himachal Pradesh. Old people, Papa and Amma, I used to call them. So, very sweet. They really used to love me because they used to feed me nice, therefore they were good. Very simple, cause and effect. So, when I was having my lecture, far away from where they were staying, that she died. So when I got the message, I told that person who told me, you please tell Papa, I'll come little later. I cannot come now. I am tied up with some camp and all that. I cannot come. I'll come later. After about 10, 12, 15 days, I went, visited. After having gone there, about government, about strike, about petrol prices, about rains and everything I discussed. Not one word about the death of his wife. Not one word. And ha, everything was through. After all that was over, and I said, Papa, now let me go. I had to bluff some other people also. So when I was going, he got up, very elderly person. He hugged me and he told me, now I know you are real Swami. I said, what is the mistake I have done? Please tell me. He said, you did not make me cry. Everybody who has visited me, they will see that I cry, and when I cry, they feel good. Now we have completed our duty. Now the person whose wife he died, he knows it. Why we have to remain? Hey, Bhulnama, don't forget, he died. He knows already. You don't have to tell. So when he told me like that, you are the only one who didn't make me cry, so I don't know how to thank you. I said, Papa, I don't know whether you were miserable or not. When she died, it is not necessary that you are miserable. Maybe you are happy. He jumped out of himself. Friends, in this world, there is sufficient misery. We don't have to ignite somebody's misery. Our presence should make everybody cheerful and happy. See? That is what is called as spiritual life, and therefore Tapat Taya Hindra Khageshwarabhyam. Khageshwara is the Garuda. So when the Adi Daivik problems come, yes, they do come. Who doesn't get the problem? Our Samartha Ramdas Swami writes, Mare ekatyata duda shokavahe akasmatato hi pudhe jata hai. One person dies, another is crying, and by the time he reaches the cremation, he also falls. Isko bhi laga do, 2 in 1. See? This is how the world is. See? Therefore, Adi Daivik Tap is common for everybody, and therefore it is for nobody. Adi Bhautik Tap, the disturbances from sources. There is only one way, and that is we have to tolerate what we cannot cure. See? What cannot be cured must be endured. In the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 14th verse, Bhagavan says that Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukhadukhada Agama Apayina Anityaha Santitikshasva Bharata. Hey Arjun, every experience, let it be good or bad, it is temporary. Because of the temporary experience, don't become permanently miserable. See? Then what is to be done? Titikshasva Bharata. Endure. What cannot be cured must be endured is the pessimistic cry of the English literature. Bhagavad Gita says that what cannot be cured should not be endured, then enjoyed. Conversion of endurance into enjoyment is living the spiritual life. See? Therefore, Adi Bhautik Tap can be taken care of. Have patience, endure, endure, endure. And Adhyatmik Tap. We are our real enemy if we do not remain in more and more awareness. See? What is the meaning of living in awareness? We must be aware as to when we are talking to people, whether they want to listen to us or not, whether we are boring them, whether they are searching for the key which is not lost. See, this is what happens in most of the houses. The parents go on pumping advice on the children whether they are interested or not. Please remember one basic principle. Advice should not be given unless it is sought. See? And our parents, children know us very well what we are in reality. Therefore, friends, Adi Daivikta is common for everybody. There is nothing to worry. Adi Bhautikta can be taken care of when we have the capacity to go through the difficulties of life with a smile on the face and love in the heart. Tolerate, tolerate, tolerate. Is it not the God is tolerating us? See? And one most important principle. To get out of this karma, karma, karma. Don't get carried away by this law of karma. It is a big catch. See? Law of karma is a big catch. To get out of this law of karma, there is a path of devotion. And a devotee does not say that this is my karma phala. I am suffering because of my karma. A devotee will never say this. What he will say? Devotee will say, whatever is happening in my life is God's grace. See? When everything, good or bad, is recognized as God's grace, the I has already disappeared. See, friends. And when everything is taken as the divine grace, thereafter I will not become potent. We claim ourselves to be the devotee of the Lord, ringing the bell all the time and disturbing Him. See? That is not God's devotee. That is disturbing Him for no reason. See? You must have heard that story that one shepherd boy, very naughty kind of thing, he used to go with the sheep in the forest and they will climb on the tree and shout, hey, the tiger has come, tiger has come, tiger has come, and he is eating the sheep. So the villagers will come and then he will laugh, ha 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 ha, I made a fool of you. You can fool the world once, twice, thrice, not all the time. And when really the tiger came, they have already given 100% discount to his statement. See? One South Indian girl, somewhere in Nagpur, many years before, I used to go their house, Andhra. Andhra people's food is very tasty, particularly achar you take, you are cleansed from inside. So, you know, he, my friend, his wife and two children, one son and one daughter. And the daughter was very fond of me. Must be hardly about 10 years or 12 years. So, she prepared nice dosha, vade and everything and gave. And she said, Swamiji, I want to eat in your plate. I said, come, I'll feed you. So, when I told that you take from my plate, the moment she took, the father became very angry, gave what? Don't do that. Swamiji's plate you are eating. Now, there was no reason. Then, like a Hindi cinema, the phone rang, 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 and he had to go somewhere. He said, Swamiji, I have urgent call, I'll just go and come back in half an hour. I said, don't hurry. Maybe the second will come and land on me, who knows? I said, okay. And afterwards, when he went, then I went to talk to that girl. I said, hey, your dad is so fond of you, you know. He was telling me so many good stories about you and he really loves you. Swamiji, don't try to console me. Whatever my dad says, I have already given him 100% discount. Now imagine the word. The child says, I have given 100% discount to my dad. Means what? He is already highlighted, shift and deleted. Why this happens? Do you think our children are dumb? No. We overdo parenting. See, we have to demonstrate through our life, not through words. We being the descendants of the monkey according to Darwin, they will only imitate us, is it not? Have you seen any time the children playing home? In one house I was staying, and a brother and sister they playing home. The brother became the husband and the sister became the wife. And the husband came only in the space, and I was reading something. Tack, 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 tack. There is nothing in the space. And she comes and opens. Karr, karr. That must be every day the children see. And after he enters, he says, "Is there anything to eat? Eat my head." Now, do you think this dialogue is written by any script writer? No. Every day demonstration. So when she says like that to him, he says, "Then I have to starve." That also he must be hearing every day. If I have to eat your head and I have to go starving. In the same manner, we have to be extremely aware that all these problems in our life come only because we are too logical, too argumentative, get lost in cause and effect and karma, karma, karma. Please remember, children are born through us. Children are not born to us. Recognize this principle. Like we construct, we have many properties and we hire it out. When we hire it to the tenant, that time, can we put condition? No, you should not eat non-vegetarian, you should not eat this thing, you should not drink anything, you should drink only the salt water. No, he has his own total freedom. See, this understanding will remove the strong I. What we give to our children is only body, gross body. In Gujarat, there is no gross body. See? So unless we come out of that, this sinful existence will not disappear. So tapataya hindra khageshwarabhyam jadyabdi samshoshana vadabhabhyam, and the abdi jadyabdi samshoshana vadavabhyam. In the ocean there is a fire called as Vadavanala or Vadavagni. When that fire takes up, even the ocean is dried away. In the same manner, jadyabdi means the life of dumb-witted or dull-witted existence. See? Whenever we are miserable because of anybody or anything, we are full of the highest order. Recognize this principle. Never become miserable because of anybody or anything. Then what will happen to misery? Pass on to somebody. You don't become miserable. See? A miserable person can never think of God. See? Suppose you have got a toothache, and with the toothache sit for meditation. Now what is this mudra? Now with a simple toothache, our meditation becomes a cartoon. And when you are disturbed, frustrated, okay, nobody wants me, okay, I'll go and do meditation. What meditation? You go to a mental hospital, not meditation. See? Therefore, this jadyabdi, jadya is ignorance, dull-wittedness of the ocean. See? This ocean of ignorance can be dried away by this fire of knowledge. See? If there is a room which was locked for many years, and if we have to clean that, so dusting or vacuuming will take half an hour, 1 hour. We may have to do 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Then it will be clean. Is it not? We have to wipe the windows, glasses, clean. It will take time. In the same manner, if the room was dark for last 500 years. To remove that darkness, will it take time? First of all, you put 100 power bulb and slowly the darkness will go, and slowly the brightness will come. No. Ignorance either is or is not. There is no halfway. Similarly, wisdom is or is not. There is no halfway. We have to just recognize our correct identity. Non-recognition of our correct identity is the highest sin, and because of this sin, all other sins are attached to us. And therefore, Jadyabhi Samshoshanavadavabhyam Namo Namastri Guru Padukabhyam. Therefore, when we have this complete surrender to the teacher. Now, when I was reading that something, what is the program, there one topic was raised. Who is the Guru? Who is the Sadguru? One person who knows Sanskrit, he asked me this question. Swamiji, your trust is Sadbhavana trust, yes. So why did you spell it wrongly? It is not Sadbhavana, it is Sadbhavana. Because when the ta is followed by a soft consonant, the ta is converted into the, and it becomes Sadbhavana. Like it is not Bhagavad Gita, it is Bhagavad Gita, the it becomes. So why didn't you do that? I said, look here, because I will be writing in English, I knew. So what will I write? Sadbhavana, S-A-D, sad bhavana. I don't want that word around me. So let your Sanskrit grammar go wrong, I don't care. But you should be happy. Sadbhavana. Similarly, Sadguru. Sadguru means who? See, Sat is that which is never denied. So Sadguru is the one who can never be denied. And that one is no person outside. Please remember this. Don't make a person as a guru and suffer throughout life. But discover the Sadvastu, the absolute reality that you are, is constantly guiding us. But where do we listen to him? See? And when we come to discover our essential nature, we are already liberated. See? Bhagavan Dattatreya had 24 gurus, not one. And how he explains in Bhagavad Mahapuran, a guru is the one from whom we learn. And if we refuse to learn, even God cannot become our guru. And therefore, we have to learn from our every experience. When we start learning from our every experience, we have taken surrender at the feet of the Sadguru. See? If we go to the pan shop and ask for Charminar hai kya? Yes. So he gives you one Charminar packet, or here it is 555, okay, he gives the packet. And then we see whether it is authentic or not. So on that it is written, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. It is authentic. So that what we read, cigarette smoking is injurious to health, has it made any impact on our head? See? In the same manner, if we don't learn from our own experiences, nobody in the world can teach us. Therefore, don't search Guru anywhere. Guru Reyo Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Don't reduce the principle into personality. See? And when we surrender to this Sadguru, you will see, you will get guidance from within. Don't search for guidance anywhere outside. One person asked me this question, how many types of meditations are there, Swamiji? I said, you calculate. I am very poor in mathematics. Yes, tell me. I told him, number of meditators sitting for meditation multiplied by each meditator sitting number of times is equal to the number of types of meditation. Meditation is not making dosha. First of all, nice food, ferment it, and when it is no more eatable, then make a smear on the tawa and eat. Meditation is not that dumb thing. Therefore, Sadguru is our own self. Learn. Now, one or two examples I'll give you. We ask questions, and the questions are same thing. There is nothing new in this question. And the one who asked, I want to ask you something personally. I said, I don't have person or only nothing. No, not about you, about me. I said, I don't want to know. No, please. My mind, and they start telling so sweetly, my mind is so disturbed. What should I do? Don't disturb. Nobody is disturbed. I said, whose mind? Mine or yours? Your mind. Then you should know. What can I do? See? It is something like, Swamiji, I have a tremendous hunger. What should I do? You eat. I can't eat on your behalf. See? No, please help me. I said, okay, I'll help you. Now, start thinking for a moment that you are a husband, and see what thoughts come. Thoughts will come about your wife and some other wife. Now stop. Now you become a father or a mother. Then thoughts will come about your children and other children. See? Other people's children are so nice. Why my children are dumbo? There is a law of genetics, Bappa. Now stop being a father. Now try the third experiment. Be just nobody. Now think. As nobody, you cannot think. So what is the disease? Disease is you always are becoming somebody. And to remain that somebody, we are constantly trying to prove to the world. See? And what is our struggle to prove? Holier than thou. See? Unless I take in the morning bath, I don't take even a cup of tea. Right? I am even better than that. Even before, after taking bath only I go to sleep. So next day morning I am already dead. Friends, don't search for any solutions outside. A disturbed mind is an ocean of problems. A mind at peace is a mind of solution for all the problems. See? When we go and ask somebody, we will get reply, not answer. Answer we have to discover. See, friends, we have to discover. And you will know that if the question is wrong, answer cannot be correct. See? Then what happens? I was in one place, in somebody's house, that son, young boy, he committed suicide. So mother and father were miserable. And there was one, I just happened to know, so I visited, and there was some other Babaji. Puja, Pothi, everything was done. And then, Maharaji, what should we do? He should go to heaven and nothing should happen to him. He should not go into Preta Yoni, this thing, that thing. So what the Babaji said? Yes, we have to do something, Dan Dharma, charity and all that. And therefore, why don't you do things? We are constructing a school in India. So, one full wing we will name after your son. So, you may donate $1 million. See? How we get cheated because we deserve that. Please recognize, friends, learn from your own experience. Then we have surrendered to the Sadguru. Then none of the limitations of sin and merit will ever trouble. Otherwise, all the time, I have done this thing, paap ho gaya, now what should I do? Punya karo. See, because the antidote of the paap, sin is the merit. So, if you have cheated somebody by 100 rupees, what is to be done? Give donation and take that income tax benefit. Another paap. See, friends, therefore, we have to focus straight away our attention on this reality that we are. See, friends, somebody who has nothing to do in this world, he alone can help us and guide us sincerely. If anybody has to do anything in this world, good or bad, he can never guide us sincerely. He or she will use us. So what is that? Who has nothing to do anything in this world? Our own self. Surrender to him. Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. And when the Guru is invoked in our heart, you will have self-confidence. Atma Vishwas is Paramatma Vishwas. Self-confidence is surrender to the divine. Whenever we lack confidence, we have doubt about the divine surrender, that whether he knows me or not. No. Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Shamadhi Shatka Padavai Pradavai Bhavabhyam Samadhi Dana Vrata Dikshitabhyam Ramadhavangre Sthira Bhaktidabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. Whenever we think about practicing the spiritual life, there are many things which we are required to have as a prerequisite. For example, if you want to study Vedanta, then further we require Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shataka Sampatti, Mumukshritam, Cheti. These are the four things which are required. So Viveka is discrimination between the real and the unreal. If discrimination is mature, dispassion is natural. See, dispassion born out of discrimination leads to withdrawal without effort. And dispassion born as a reaction leads to depression. See? Every depressed person is a reactionary inside. So, the third one comes the Samadhi Shataka Sampatti. Samadhi Shataka Sampatti is not Sadaka Sampatti. Those who do not know the word correctly say Samadhi Sadaka Sampatti. It is not Sadaka Sampatti, Shataka Sampatti. So these are the sixfold qualities of a seeker. Which are those? Shama, Dama, Uparati, Saddha, Titiksha, Samadhana, 6 of them. Shama is in Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavan Shankaracharya defines Shama that Virajya Vishayavrata Dosha Drushtya Mumurmuhu Swalakshe Niyatavastha Manasaha Shamauchyate. We have all one very good quality. What is that? Finding out faults in others. Is it? We are all expert in that. We can even find fault in God. दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाने? Why did you create this world, dirty world? So, this is a good quality. Find out faults. Now, whenever we find out faults in something, what do? We reject that. Provided we understand the meaning. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. If we don't understand the meaning, we smoke one after another. Chain smoking. See? So, whenever we are interacting with the world, virajya vishayam vrata dosha drishtya mamurmuho. Look at the world and find out what are the limitations in this world. So the first limitation is there is an illusion that the worldly things and beings are the source of happiness. First illusion. Second illusion, we are incomplete without that. Third illusion, that object or a person is a source of happiness. Fourth illusion, without that we cannot live. When these illusions are rejected, you come to discover that you don't die because of anybody's death. Life continues. And when we are thus not disturbed by the world, then alone manasaha swalakshe avasthanam. Then our mind can be engaged and applied for something higher in life. See, there was one Gujarati boy in Ahmedabad. It happened. I finished my talk in Ramakrishna Mission, and after the talk was over, one boy came with a helmet, and I was just coming down the step. He was coming. Swamiji, I have got a question. I said, get out. Let me get down at least. So I got down. And he said, Swamiji, what is wrong if I run after girls? I said, nothing wrong. If you don't run, then there is something wrong. Run, good. But is it good? I said, it is excellent. So he came with such a force that I said, no, don't do this, don't do this. Very good, continue. I also did, you also do. Swamiji, you are making fun of me. I said, no, I don't have to make. And he got so disgusted and frustrated. I said, look here, my friend, your question is not this. Your question is different. What is your question? Your question is, Swamiji, I am unable to control myself and I run after the girls, and therefore neither I can study properly nor I can have peace of mind, and therefore I am disgusted. How should I protect myself from this? This is your question. Swamiji, you said it rightly. Then what is to be done? I say a very simple thing. When you have got something higher to pursue in life, the lower automatically drops. Very simple thing. Take our girls who, although born as human beings, prefer to walk a catwalk. Do you know why it is called as catwalk? Have you seen any time cat how they walk? The cat never walks, parallel feet. One feet is there, the next go in front of that, the third goes in front of that. So next time you watch the catwalk girls, you will see they walk like this. Now to get a chance to walk on that ramp, a catwalk, they have to have a figure, not the account's figure. Because there are many accountants, they don't understand the joy of life. They are all the time. Suppose you tell them, oh, she is so beautiful, 36, 24, 36. He'll start calculating. Accountants can never enjoy life. Never. They are calculating. So, when this girl has to keep her figure, she has to sacrifice her likes, her dislikes. See, she may like sweets, but she knows if I eat sweet too much, I will look like 8 months. And 8 months cannot walk there, so I give up eating sweets. See, If we have some higher goal in life, we automatically drop the lower world. And what is the higher goal in life? This is what is said here. When we have committed to attain perfection in this world in ourselves, we should be perfect and we should be able to receive the world as it is perfectly. Normally what happens? Perfect people expect the world to be perfect, and this can never happen. And as a result, they are perfectly miserable. See? And that is why all these problems, Shamadi, Shadaka, Padavai, Bhavabhyam, all these difficulties, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Saddhati, Diksha, Samadhana, we are not able to cultivate because we are not dedicated to something higher. Shama. Then Dhamma. Dhamma is control over senses. Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that there are problems because of Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. So this desire, alas, anger is the cause of all the miseries of our life. Now the question is where this Kama or the desire is seated. So the teacher says, Indriyani, Mano, Buddhi, Asyadhisthana Muchyate. The desire is living in the senses, the mind and the intellect. First, the desire conquers the sense organs. After the sense organs are conquered, then the desire goes and attacks the mind. And when I don't get whatever I want, then I become emotional. I don't want to eat food. Why? I wanted chocolate. Why didn't you give me? So the chocolate has already conquered the senses. Now that desire for the chocolate has gone and attacked the mind. Then the child or a person becomes very sentimental. See? And after that is conquered, then the same desire goes and attacks the intellect. Thereafter, adharmam dharma iti yamanyate tamasa vrita. Then how the wrong things are right is proved. Tasmat kam indriyani ado niyamya bhartarshava. Bhagavan says, therefore, our real spiritual practice starts when we have full control over our senses. Santa Ganeshwar tells, if we can control our tongue, tongue has got two functions. One is rasana, other is jivva. Rasana is an organ of taste. Jivva is an organ of speech. This tongue is two in one. If we can control our tongue from eating habits and talking habits, we will be simply, easily following the spiritual path. See? Therefore, control over eating, very necessary, extremely necessary. See? If we don't have control on eating and then we go and tell, Yuktahara Viharasya, Yuktahara Viharasya, Yukta Chestasya Karmasu, Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya, Yoga Bhavati Dukkha. Hare Ram, 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 Ram. See? Can there be a better cartoon than this? Why our words do not carry the meaning? Because they are not deeply recognized by us as important. See? Therefore, Dhamma is an important spiritual practice where we are not slave to our sense organs. And among the sense organs, the tongue. See, tongue is the sense organ which gets activated first and becomes deactivated last. A small child, you give him take milk. I don't like milk, I want coffee. So that useless child likes coffee, he doesn't like milk. And when the person is on the deathbed, Papaji, doctor told everything is going to be over. What is your last desire? Mirchi ka pakoda nahi khaya. Even at the time of death, remembering only mirchi pakoda. Next year he will be born in a mirchi plant. So control over tongue for taste and food, both are extremely necessary. Then shama dama. Then uparati. Uparati is effortless withdrawal from uncalled for activities in life. Effortless withdrawal. You know the qualities of an Indian. An Indian is an expert in somebody else's job, not his own. An Indian is having every time as a tea time. An Indian can take decision for anybody on any issue. He is Indian, you know. These days this Kaustubha, he is not behaving properly and nothing, get him married, he will be alright. Decision taken. Get him married, he is fixed. Like in paraffin, he is fixed, no he can't move. See? Therefore, absolute control over our tongue is necessary. Shama, dama, then uparati, withdrawal. Where we are not required to talk, we have to keep quiet. Where we are not required to get involved, we don't get involved. Very important. When we don't understand this, one example I'll tell you. This happened in Washington DC. One girl, I know her when she was in school. Now she is a mother of 2 children. So when she was carrying second time, she came to meet me and we finished her food. She said, Swamiji, can we walk little bit? Only 2 of us because there are so many people. I said, okay. So I was walking with her on the nice path. She said, Swamiji, I am having a tension. I said, why? Your first delivery was normal. This will be normal. Don't worry. I am with you. She said, no, not that tension. Why? My mother is coming. I said, mother or mother-in-law? She said, no, mother. I said, why? What is the tension? The moment she comes, she will start about her daughter-in-law. Whole day she will eat my head. Now, she is coming here to help me. She helps me, all true. But how long I am going to listen to the daughter-in-law story? So I told her very clearly, Mommy, if you want to help me and stay here with me, you will not talk one word about your daughter-in-law. If you talk, you go away. I don't want you. Friends, when the children have to tell the parents, please keep your mouth shut, the parents have crossed their limits. See, do you think the children are born out of any plant or what? Or they are downloaded? They are born to you. See? Therefore, we must have when to withdraw, thus far, not further. Uparati. Then, Shraddha. Faith in scripture, in the divine design, in the teacher and in ourselves. 4 places. Then comes the titiksha. Titiksha is sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilapa rahitam sa titiksha nidadyate. Withdrawal without frustration is called as titiksha. Most of the time we withdraw as a reaction. See? Don't withdraw as a reaction. Okay, whenever I talk, everything is wrong. I will not talk. Inside there will be pressure developing. And one day the volcano will break open. See? And when these 5 things are practiced, Shama, Dama, Uparati, Shraddha, Titiksha, then as a result of these 5 practices comes the Samadhan. Samadhana is that you are at peace with yourself. Be very attentive. When we are at peace with ourselves, then alone we are at peace with the world. See friends, our condition है हम तो डूबे हैं सनम पब्लिक को भी साथ लेके डूबे. No. We have to be at peace with ourselves. And this can happen when we are functioning in this world, focus attention, what is happening inside, not what is happening outside. So, Shamadhi Shadaka Pradavaibhavabhyam Samadhi Dana Vrata Dikshidabhyam. As a result of this Guru Maharaja's Ashirwad, blessing or love helps us in getting into Samadhi. See? You know, there are some people, one person I know somewhere, whenever you are in the company of that Amma, she has never asked me a single question in her whole life about anything except some points in Panchadashi she studied very deeply. A Tamilian lady and coming from a very poor family. She used to come for my lectures and she will write me letter. When her letter is to come, I never used to read it. I used to keep it the whole day is over, and before going to sleep, I will open it religiously. Such a beautiful letter. Deep reflection and contemplation. And in one letter she wrote, I wish I can buy the whole set of Panchadashi and study. So I understood everything. Next time she met me, I gave her the whole set of 5 books, volumes to her as my gift compliment. So happy. And I never knew who is she. But only sincere seeker of truth. And after about 7, 8, 10 years, I came to know that she has been going through very bad time. Her husband didn't have job, son was studying, and she was working here and there, and yet not one word about the problems of her life. Who doesn't have problems in this world? Even an electric post has a problem. You know that? When the dog-led people go with the lead in the hand and dog in the front, the dog wants to go to his electric post, not any electric post, and therefore he goes on smelling. Is it my post? Not. Mera post mil gaya. And then Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Who doesn't have problems in life? Everybody has. See, we have to rise above them. Then such a student, Samadhi Dana. Be very attentive. Then meditation or Samadhi is never done, friend. Meditation and Samadhi happen. See? When for the first time you were blessed with a child, were you ever told by anybody, including your mother-in-law, please love your child? See? Have you ever seen that child before? And yet you love. That love happens in the same manner. When Shama Dhamma Uparate Saddha Titicha Samadhana, when this is consciously practiced, thereafter meditation happens means what? We start living in meditation. Not only meditation in progress, take a detour. See? Meditation is not a silent suffering for half an hour. It is a vibrant life without getting disturbed. Samadhi Dana Pradavaibhavabhyam, and then Ramadhavangri Sthirabhaksidabhyam. Next one, Rama Madhava, the Lord and his consort, Radha Krishna, Drudha Bhaksidabhyam. See, friends, karma with love is karma yoga. Yoga with love is joy. Knowledge with love is ecstasy. And devotion without expectation is fulfillment. And this can come only when we have fully surrendered to the teacher. See? You know, it is said earlier the Guru was worshipped as God. Then as the time continued, the person was looked upon from many different angles and defects. Then in the Treta Yuga, the puja started coming up. Idols were formed. Then that also has gone. Then mantra, etc. Ultimately, we end up only in the structure. But what is important is that when we are able to see God in the man-made objects, can't we see Him in God-made creation? See? And if we train ourselves to suspect divinity in everybody, we are anyway suspicious, is it not? So suspicion, we have our investment. So let us suspect. Then whosoever comes in our life is none other than my Kanhaiya. Start. The whole approach to life will change. See, friends? And in this manner, the Drudha Bhakti, our devotion becomes firm. And what is the definition of a real firm devotion? KG1, KG2 devotion is, whenever whatever we want, we get it. It is called as KG1, KG2 devotion. See, I wanted to have a child and I got a child. Bhagwan ki kirpa. This is KG1, KG2 devotion. See, the real devotion is whatever happens in life is His grace alone. Nothing else. Not good and bad. See, when every experience is labeled as divine grace, then understand our devotion is complete. See, Rama Vaddhavangri Drudha Dabhyam Namo Namastri Guru Padukabhyam. Therefore, when we are thus dedicated to the teacher through his Paduka, means what? Paduka doesn't mean only the wooden sandal. Paduka means on the platform on which he is standing. See, like the other day I gave you example. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told Vivekananda, my dear, you are accepting me through suspicion and doubt, but I have recognized your divinity. On that platform, the Guru is standing. The platform of non-dual oneness. And whenever we discover someone as ours, don't we love? And when we are able to discover the whole world as one's own expansion, see, in the Ishavasya Upanishad, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atmaiva Bhut Vijanataha. When one comes to discover this whole world is nothing but my own expanse, tatra ko mohaha kashokaha ekatva manupashyataha. In the recognition of this non-dual reality, how there can be delusion, anger, greed, frustration, etc. This is how Drudha Bhakti, the firm abidance in the Absolute, alone is called as the real devotion. All other is only a natak. And therefore, we have a state in India, Karnataka. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.